So HTTP service is a core Angular service that facilitates communication with the remote HTTP servers via the browser's XML HTTP request object or via JSON object. So uh, actually the HTTP service is interact with the remote servers. Remote servers means it's it's connected to the databases. Okay, so like so this HTTP service. Okay, this is HTTP service. So this service is executed the services. So like um, web APIs. Okay, so this HTTP service execute the web APIs like web services are double CF services. Okay, it will execute and interact with the database, and after interacting with the database using this HTTP service we can insert the data into the database, or we can read the data from the database using this service. Okay, so HTTP service is a core Angular service that facilitates communication with the remote HTTP service. Okay, servers. So the request is like insert request or sending request or receiving request will be in JSON format. Okay, JSON format nothing but a object data type in JavaScript. Okay, the result will be in JSON object. So HTTP is a AngularJS service for reading data from remote servers. So for example, so we have this API. Okay, so run this API. Okay, this API, so returning the data, okay, in JSON format. So this JSON format contains, okay, India's states information, okay, and states with the capital city, okay, and largest city in that state, and the capital of that state, and the country name, abbreviation, and area, okay, state area in kilometers. So this is the JSON format. Okay, JSON object. So actually this API reading this data from the database. This is actually public API. So we can find this API in Google. Okay, this public API interact with the database and getting this data from the database with in JSON format. Okay, this is the JSON format. So use from this JSON object. So entire this one is JSON object. So use this JSON object. This is the return object. Okay, return data object. So we can manipulate this data, okay, in table format. So we can display this data to the user in table format. So for example, use this service to read the data, okay, read the data and display the states information in table format. Okay, so we need to use http.get, okay, get function. So this get function execute this API and read the data from the, okay, read the JSON object from this API. Okay, so here we have this success function. So if there is no errors if there is no errors while reading the data from this service, okay, so this success function is executed. If is there any errors while reading the data from this service, it will goes to error function. So here we can use one error function also. So the if is there any errors while reading the data, so this process goes to the error function. If is there any no errors, it goes to success function. and get that data into scope objects. So create HTML form, uh, HTTP service. So copy this library, here use ng app directive, my app, and ng controller, and my controller. So take one button. Okay, when you click on the button, okay, it will display the entire states information in table format. Get states info and ng click click equal to get states info is the function. Okay, this is the scope function, and the scope function is executed in the controller. Use script tag where app equal to angular dot module my app applet controller my controller and function scope. Okay, so in this controller we need to implement this function get states info function. Scope dot get states info equal to function. So in this function we can use HTTP service. So before you use predefined services in controller, we should inject that service name in the function. Okay, controller function. So that means, so here we use scope public object. Okay, so compulsory. Uh, so when you are using predefined services or predefined public objects in the controller, we should define that public object or public um, services like that. Compulsory we need to inject means uh, define that services are public objects in the controller function HTTP. Okay, next HTTP dot get function dot success. If success, so there is a function. If is there any error, it will goes to error function. Okay, so in this get method, so we can call this. Okay, so here we have success function and the error function. So if is there any errors, while reading the data from this service, okay, from this API. So successfully it goes to success function and apply this entire scope object, uh, JSON object to my states, okay, my states object, my state object, scope variable. My states is a scope variable. So while reading the data from this APIs, from this like the JSON formats, we should follow the some steps. So first, this is the object REST response. So copy this, okay, and the dot result result. Okay, so we need to define here response. Response dot REST response dot result. Okay, this is our result object. So from this result object, we are filtering the data. Okay, in REST response object, and there is a result variable. Okay, this in this result variable contains all the information. So now it will display any error is there. Error will display error at okay error. So it will display the error in alert box. So my state is a scope variable. So use table. So in this example, we can display only uh, state name and capital. Okay, state name and capital. So only two serial number and second TD, state name, next capital. Okay, in second row ng repeat equal to state in my states. So here is my states object. So this is the scope object. So this object contains all the states information. So ng repeat directive takes one value each time and display the result to the user. And td use expressions state dot name. So this name variable contains here. Okay, in this JSON object we have the name. So this name and here we need to provide same. Index plus 1. So index plus 1 display the serial numbers. Next td state dot capital. Okay, so now HTTP services coding completed. So when you click on this button, this function is executed in the controller get states info, and this function connect to the HTTP service via remote HTTP services. So this is public API. So this API returning JSON object. Okay, returning JSON object. So use this JSON object to read the data and manipulate it in HTML table. So now run this example. Okay, so click on this button. So there is some error. With the server response. HTTP.get function is HTTP services success. Okay, so it is successfully executed. This goes to success function. So there is no errors in this. My controller table serial number capital NG and repeat state in my states. State dot name capital and the controller. So this is okay. My states response. What happened here? There is an error also. Hybrid controller, my controller, scope HTTP and scope it states info. even our box also is not coming. So let's see, get steps info equal to function scope type button 1 Python. Okay, in our single page application, home template is there. In home template, added one button. So when you click on this button, this function, so get steps info function is executed on the controller. Okay, this function is implemented here in home controller, not main controller. Okay, so we define separate controller for each and every template. Okay, for home template, home controller, and product template, product controller, services controller. So in this controller, we have written this code, and we can add error function also. Alert error. Okay, so we can add error function also. If is there any error, it will goes to error function. If there is no any errors while reading the data, it will goes to success function. Okay, so now in this example there is no errors while reading the data, so that data is displaying in table format. Okay, from this service. Okay, this is the JSON object. From this JSON object, reading data and displaying in table format. Okay, we are manipulating this data in table format. So now, so one more thing. So here we are displaying only state name and capital only. Okay, so here we can use root parameters. So root parameters means uh, we can pass data from one page to another page. Okay, in AngularJS that is called, so one template to another template. So here, uh, so when you click on the state name, it will redirect to another template and display that particular selected state information like abbreviation, area, and largest city. Okay, so present we are just showing only state name and capital. So when you click on the state name, okay, here we can add one link for each and every state. So when you click on the state, it will redirect to another template. Okay, it will redirect to another template. In that template, your selected state information only will display. So for this, so we can add here one link button. Okay, anchor tag. And href equal to state information. Okay, state information is the URL. So go to controller Okay, we are passing state name to this template. Okay, states information is the template, and we are passing state name to this template. So add one template here. Okay, we configure. We need to configure another template, that is states info dot template URL views slash states info dot html dot controller states info controller comma title states info. Okay, so this is our new template. So create this template in views, add one HTML form, states info dot html. So now remove this. So add one table. Here is the header, selected state information. Okay, so here we want to show selected state information. So now we can remove this serial number, and state information is abbreviation, okay, abbreviation, abbreviation, next area, next capital city, largest city. State info. Okay, this is separate scope variable. The area capital, so like a larger city. So now right here another my app dot controller state info controller function scope, and the same add this one. So but here so this is the not API to call to get separate selected states information. Okay, so use this service. Okay, this is the service to get separate selected states information. So we are passing this state name to this service as a parameter. Okay, your selected city name is stored in this variable. This variable contains your selected city name. Okay, we are passing state name to this template so with this parameter name, okay, in HTML also we specify this state information, and we are passing state name to this state information template. So now run this example. Okay, click on this button. Okay, so all states are displaying, okay, in the home page. Okay, so links is updated. So when you click on Andhra Pradesh, AngularJS. Okay, so state uh, template is redirected. Okay, select a state information and state name, area, and largest city, but data is not displayed. So, what is the error here? State abbreviation, area, and largest city. Andhra Pradesh is passed to this. Okay, this is the result. Test responsive result. Response data result, scope variable, and the root parameters, state info controller. Largest city. So just display the largest city in the red box. Then there is some error. HTTP is not defined. Okay, in the controller we need to define HTTP, right? So we forget this. So now you will get the result. Okay, so Vishakhapatnam is the or largest city. So now uncomment this. Okay, so first we are in home page. So when you click on the button, so all states information is displaying. So when you click on the state name, okay, when you click on state name, it will redirect to state information template. With directive tools.